You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Tuesday the 21st of July, 2026. It is 30 days after the summer solstice. It is 63 days before the autumnal equinox. In today's episode, Midsummer, a court case, the creation of Central Park, 7 dirty words, and Marshall McLuhan. Today's forecast, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day. 60% chance of precipitation. High near 83 degrees Fahrenheit, 28.3 Celsius. Southeast wind 10 to 14 miles per hour. The sun rises today at 5:42 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1:02 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:22 p.m., civil twilight ends at 8:53 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 9:33 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute, 38 seconds, shorter than yesterday. The first quarter of the moon arrives today at 7:05 a.m. The moon rises today at 12:51 a.m., and then it sets again after midnight. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 4:13 a.m., 1 meter 28. In the morning, low tide, 10:17 a.m., 21 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 4:43 p.m., 1 meter 49. At night, low tide, 11:14 p.m., 27 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, now in the middle of summer, the deciduous trees seem to have reached a kind of stasis. The drama of flowering is long past. Their crowns are full of healthy leaves that have turned their deepest green, full of the chlorophyll associated with photosynthesis. So they are hard at work every day, pulling nutrients from the sun, storing up strength for the winter to come. If we could see inside, their trunks are adding this year's layer of growth, their annual tree rings. In the spring, many species lay down a first layer of lighter early wood, and now the next layer is darker with thicker cell walls. That's the summer wood, all happening invisible to us under the bark. As long as we don't have too many days of extreme heat or a prolonged dry spell, they will contentedly work away through the dog days. Commemorations. On this day in 1685, Elizabeth Key successfully sued in Virginia to win her freedom. She was the first black woman to do so in the North American colonies. She was born in 1630 to an enslaved African woman and a white planter named Thomas Key. They had her baptized. Because her parents were not married, her father placed her in indentured servitude. She sued after the indenture had run its course, and she demanded her liberty. She won, both on her behalf and on that of her young son, and she was paid back wages due her because the terms of her indenture had not been followed. Virginia would later pass laws that would have kept her unfree, so those who came after would not be so fortunate. Her case casts light on the slow creation of race-based chattel slavery in these states. Remember Elizabeth Key today, free woman. On this day in 1853, the New York State Legislature passed the act which created Central Park. They set aside 750 acres of land in the heart of Manhattan for the new venture. Our magnificent park was built at a price. More than 1,600 people lived within what would become the park, and they were bought out under the principle of eminent domain. The school and Roman Catholic convent at Mount St. Vincent's Academy had to leave, as did the residents of the hamlet known as Pigtown. In recent years, much attention has been paid to Seneca Village, with about 250 inhabitants. It was a mixed community, majority black, with Irish and some Germans. It was fairly prosperous, with 3 churches, 2 schools, and 3 cemeteries, but it too was ordered cleared. Many of the 1,600 residents of what would become the park complained that they were bought out by the state for less than the value of their properties. The balance between a great common resource and individual property rights. Discuss. On this day in 1972, the comedian George Carlin was arrested at Milwaukee's Summerfest Festival for performing his famous 7 Dirty Words routine. It was a commentary on the absurdity of not allowing certain dirty words on radio, television, and in this case, live performance. In the end, the Milwaukee District Attorney refused to file formal criminal charges, and the case was eventually dismissed. In a lovely irony, in 2003, a Republican congressman introduced a bill forbidding specific words on air. The bill, in fact, listed the words, so what cannot be said on air would have been written in the United States Penal Code. The Potty Mouth Act did not pass. Although we are tempted to share the words with you, this is a family-friendly broadcast. Today we remember Marshall McLuhan, born this day in 1911 in Edmonton, Alberta. In the 1960s, his writings about communication achieved an almost cult-like status. But of course, he anticipated the way new media were changing the way we relate to each other in real life. His most famous saying is, "The medium is the message." In other words, a medium like television, or TikTok for that matter, so frames our perceptions that the actual content of what is said is less important than the dynamics of the medium itself. He also said, "Politics will eventually be replaced by imagery. The politician will be only too happy to abdicate in favor of his image, because the image will be much more powerful than he could be." Oh, we are certainly living that. And that is the Observatory, Tuesday the 21st of July, 2026.